So, last session, this unnamed party, after escaping the law and the paladins out of the Empire of Glass in the small town of Bitterwood, you traveled west and south through Cardinal, meeting an ally, or allies, I should say, and uncovering secret truths. On your way further south, heading to this city of Clash, in order to find remnants of elvish survivors. You came across a friendly yet tricksterish crow who you all um, promised to help him and his unkindness of ravens. It was a raven, not a crow, sorry. Helped his unkindness of ravens to gather food. You ambushed some cattle, but not before being ambushed yourselves by a small herd of cannibalistic equines or horses. Filled with a curse of hunger, they uh, drastically damaged your party, and many of you find yourselves either uh, cursed or actually dead, yet still walking strangely. You all find yourselves in the small village of Reedtown, a fishing hub and a small place for travelers to find rest on the main road from Rendridge to Crimson. Here in Reedtown, you went to the local inn, settled down, and met with a particular individual, a person named Edmund, who claimed to see some great temple in the water, but was quickly kicked out before talking your ears off. Um, Sam, the tavern owner of the Sheltered Boatman, gave you all two different rooms to house yourselves in, and you all have woken to astonishing news that Asenath was not alive in the morning, um, but eventually was somehow brought back into life, yet without a long rest. And that is where we begin the session today. So, how do you wish to proceed?
Shall we go to the boat guy? Or do we have any business in town, I suppose?
Um, I don't think so.
Also, I don't know if it matters at all, but Osnoth will share the news that she is dead with Bonnie and Alice.
A very smart move. Uh,
I'm not gonna hide that.
Atlas will
Oh,
probably make some mention, uh, you know, just like me.
Oh, no, no,
yeah.
I'm not. I'm not getting
Samesies.
better. Unfortunately, I'm worse.
Samesies. Okay.
Yeah, they don't know much about how they came back to life, so there's not much they can do to help.
Yeah, no, but I mean, hey, at least y'all know I'm dead now. And that I
And
would like to not be dead as soon
how?
as
So is
possible.
it like? Is it really early in the morning?
I mean, yeah, it's actually to get your full 8 hour long rest. It's actually a little later in the morning, so it's probably about 11ish. You
Okay.
got in town, pretty late last night. Probably bedded down around 1 or 2 in the morning.
Okay. Would we have any idea? Um, what it would take to, or which avenues we may want to take to deal with Austin's situation?
Um, I mean, you can make a medicine check if you want. Uh,
Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. I forgot to write Edmund's name in my notes.
All good.
Right. Medicine check. There it is. What the fuck? Every time I roll medicine, why do I roll so fucking low?
We all suck.
This is the thing I'm good at, yo.
Yeah, you have so
So
much.
I will say,
It's like ASIP with perception checks.
from what you know, typically people don't die for hours on end and then are brought back to life.
Indeed.
The natural body doesn't really work that way.
Of course.
So in your mind, you would probably need to turn to some form of magic. Like that would be the only way, because it's not a very natural thing to occur.
Right.
Yeah, just basing it off
Alright.
of a medicinal opinion. Doctor's
Right.
notes.
Okay.
What? Mm.
Well, with that being the case, in the morning once we all reconvene
Hmm.
and we get some level of privacy, obviously, I would ask Bonnie, especially after Osnothor brings it up. With your arcane prowess, what would you? Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's your arcane prowess? You cutting out?
No, you cut out for a second. That's all I was gonna say. But you sound fine now.
Basically, he would. Okay, not like I said. Being below the dirt is a bitch. Um. Basically, he would just ask Bonnie what they would know about dealing with a circumstance like this, because Gil is not a magic practitioner.
It's so fun to listen to this like it doesn't concern me.
Yeah, what is Osnoth doing when all this happens?
Osnoth's probably trying to think about it. She's probably looking at her doll, trying to remember what her dream was, if it even was a dream. Trying to remember if there is anything that she can remember between going down in combat and waking back up. She's confused and trying to figure it out, but she's also a little bit afraid of figuring it out.
Gotcha.
Why was I not just consumed by Hadar?
Yeah,
That's what
for real.
happens.
Is that what you do say
That's
that?
that she's thinking it real hard. She doesn't say it out loud though.
Okay.
If she says it out loud, it makes it real.
It makes it very real.
So yeah, she's just kind of holding her doll, thinking about life and unlife.
Life and unlife. To live or to unlive. So Bonnie
Yes, yeah.
will think about it. Should I make a check? Go ahead and make an Arcana check. And then they say, in the very least, Asanath seems to be awake. Do you feel awake?
Yeah, I feel as awake as I ever do, I suppose. I assume I do.
I mean, yeah. You just feel a little tired.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm awake. I feel awake. I don't feel great.
With a 20 on Arcana, there's things you can do. I mean, Asenath at this moment technically is alive, but not knowing how long they died does change things. As you know, Revivify is, you know, a healing spell that requires them to be dead for at least within a minute. So that's off the table. What you're looking at is probably a raised dead. But that again only lasts 10 days. So there is probably a ticking clock to figure something out.
Yeah.
Maybe this temple we're going to might have a solution.
In that case, is Clash a big enough town?
Make a history check.
Okay. Let's see what I know. Not much. Oh, okay, 19.
19.
Never mind.
Clash, from what you remember, you know, as being fairly nearby, Clash is it's not really a city. It's more of a fortress town, meant to secure the northern border. Um, you know, it doesn't really have access to the sea, and it kind of is just uh, stationed in a spot where it can put pressure on, you know, small villages, you know, the big cities, maybe like Red Ridge or Reedtown, maybe even Horn Ridge, and just keep the north in check. Um, you don't really remember or know the current leader of Clash, but you know they house one of like the largest fortifications in the kingdom, so can't be too bad. It's not gonna have
Yeah.
you know a massive temple or anything,
Hmm.
but it's not small either. Raise Dead requires, you know, 5th level spell, 500 GP diamond as just a base cost. It's not, you know, it would not be cheap for sure. Then again, you don't really know, you know, good places with temples.
God damn it! I keep muting myself.
It's spread.
Does yeah, right. Does Bonnie like know the components and everything necessary for Raise Dead?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. So we know that there's a 10-day time limit. We know 500 diamond is required just for component, and then someone strong enough to even cast it. So there's 3 things that we do know.
Within 10 days.
Yeah, and we're down to 9 now because
Hmm.
okay, cool. Well then, it seems we have found ourselves in quite the predicament. So at a base, we need at least 500 gold. And more than likely, anyone that is capable of casting such a spell will require more payment. And we have to come up with the means to have such a magical occurrence happen within 9 days.
Well, I have 198 gold.
I
Anything
have,
else,
and
but to start.
right. Hmm. This comes to real evil shit. How much do I like these motherfuckers?
Yeah, are you gonna let me die?
Well,
uh,
maybe the temple and the lake will have some materials we could use if it exists.
The old man is always
indeed.
asking, or always saying that it has treasure inside.
Who the
I
fuck said
don't-
that?
A
This is
Grim.
Grim.
You see,
Bird.
Grim ruffles his feathers.
Oh. I was like, who the fuck is here?
I've been here. You haven't kicked me out yet.
No, sorry. I heard the voice. I was like, did Edmund get in the room?
Edmund.
I wanna just like as we're talking, just
Uh,
open up like one of my rations and just get like hand it over to Grim.
yeah,
Just
he'll kind of hop
has
over,
food.
takes one of his little sharp claws, and just like puts it on the little section of rations, and just starts picking at it, like pecking. Thank you.
Rumors are correct, and so is Ripley. I suppose we are in a position now where we have to exhaust resources, no matter how small they may be. That then we also have to find someone strong enough to cast such magics, I suppose. Unless any of you are capable of casting such magic.
Definitely not in my wheelhouse.
I don't think I'll be capable of that anytime soon, if ever. But I do know that Clash is one of the largest fortresses in the north.
They've probably got
Hmm.
a accomplished healer.
It's not the biggest by any means, but it certainly is bigger than Reedtown. And would we know Red Ridge is
All right.
nearby? Well, no, we would.
Yeah,
We heard
yeah.
about the
You have a
asylum in Red Ridge.
yeah.
I mean, yes, I would have shared that. I mean, I did heal by short resting, but I'm not great.
Mhm.
Um,
If any of you, I mean, you probably don't know anything about Red Ridge, so
yeah,
I don't think Red Ridge was on your map before I updated it. So
probably not. We can ask we can also maybe ask the bartender, or maybe he'll know who to ask. We can ask about Red Ridge. It has an asylum, at least, so we know that people go there to get cured.
Indeed. I suppose start there. We also need to come up with a means of acquiring more wealth. Paying for such a operation going to be costly.
Well, the potential temple is still an option, though I'm not sure how much I'll be able to help.
That and we have to hope that it actually pays off. And not just the dealings of a madman. I might be able to use my medical prowess to earn some coin. How much so? I'll have to see. But I won't be able to do it here. Reedtown is too small. Doubt there'll be anyone with enough currency to pay for my skills.
Right. So the plan is to go down, ask about Red Ridge, and if that doesn't pan out, we go across the lake to Clash.
suppose we'll have to see which of the two locations has the greater odds of having a capable caster.
And Osnoth will stand up and go down the stairs.
Okay. Grim will kind of finish up his, as much of the ration as he can in this little bit of time. Well, I'm gonna hang out outside. I'll see y'all later. And he goes over to the window, flutters out, and as he flies out, there's an immediate sound of like a clothesline snapping, and you just hear this like ding, as someone's clothes probably tumble to the ground somewhere in the small town.
This motherfucker is a menace.
Absolutely.
Oh, he does just enough. Like, nothing crazy, but damn, do you notice?
Yeah.
He's just spreading
It's-
misfortune.
I'm so
I
glad that
understand.
we're cool with him.
Yeah, but you head down. You can see the bar at this point. Well, the tavern. It actually has a couple more people in it. You can see some like younger looking people with lots of sunspots. Clearly, like younger fishermen are currently having small little bowls of stew. It seems like this is the place where people will just go and eat here, as the food is already there. And they kind of do eye you a little bit. You can see Sam is still there. He's looking pretty worn out. You can see a fresh-looking younger person is currently working next to him, handing out bowls and stuff. You can clearly tell this is probably the owner's. He takes the night shift because no one else wants it, and he has one person for the day shift. So he's probably about to, conk out in the next hour,
Yeah.
preparing for the night. How's your accommodations?
Wonderful. Thank you. I did have a couple of questions though, if that's all right.
What can I get for you?
Not so much what you can get for me. I was just wondering if you could tell me a little bit about Red Ridge. Actually, I'm not very familiar, but I heard it mentioned a little bit.
Um, Red Ridge is one of the largest cities in the region. Built along the Red Ridge. City is in two halves. Half of it spans the ridge. The other half is across the river. That's where a lot of the poorer folks dwell. The ridge is home to fancy homes built as high up as they can get them. Towers and temples. The asylums there. Standard stuff. It's a big city. I think at one point, it ruled the Reach, but it was a long time ago.
I see. And does Red Ridge have any notable temples within it?
Yeah. There's Lathander. I know of. I think there's one for healing. One of the medicine gods or something like that. I don't know. That's why they built the asylum and connected to it. Other than that, I can't tell you. Not the most religious person.
A temple to the Greek god Asclepius.
Connected to the asylum. Okay. And perfect. Thank you so much. Clash. What could you tell me about any potential temples around there?
Clash? Going to Clash for a temple? I mean, they have some of the best combat surgeons I've ever seen. But I doubt you're gonna find a temple.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Anytime. Want breakfast?
Yes, please.
It's silver for the egg bacon breakfast, or I can just get you a small thing of porridge for free.
I'll take a porridge.
One porridge? Any of y'all?
Yeah, porridge.
We're so poor now.
I'll get the egg,
I don't know, one silver piece.
of course.
Yeah, he'll bring out porridge for you know, the majority of you. I feel like Atlas would also probably just go for the. Atlas doesn't eat.
Do I eat?
Yeah, yeah, Alice is neat.
I mean,
Does AC?
so
Does he pretend to eat?
he probably.
I don't know if he.
I mean, maybe
I don't
not
know
in
if we
this
ever asked
situation,
him.
but like, yeah,
What
Rather
happens
ask
he'll
him.
if it's free, he'll just do a porridge, I guess. Yeah. You know, might as well just. Also, he might just pass it off to someone else. It's not the biggest portion. You know, you can see why it's free. It's just like this tiny, tiny bowl of porridge. It's not bad. He does offer honey for the table as well, for a copper piece, if you were willing to partake. Um, yeah. For Asanath, I mean, you eat it, and it's good. You still don't feel well, but you feel like you probably still need food because you're living
Okay,
partially.
cool.
So while you're alive, you need food. But probably not as much as you would expect because you're dead during the night.
Love this.
Undead
for
without the
me.
perks.
Kind of.
I'm afraid of going to sleep.
Awesome.
Fair.
Yeah. The egg bacon breakfast is exactly that. It is 3 eggs and like 3 things of bacon. It's pretty good. Very standard though. But yeah, you finish up with your meal and head out of the inn. You can see the docks not too far away. You can see you know, the sun shining off of the lake surrounding Reedtown. You can see fishermen are currently not out on the lake. It seems like a lot of them are currently in getting a lunch, taking a break. Some of them are setting up, getting ready to go back out. It seems like you guys woke up right around where a lot of the actual fishermen take their breaks.
Okay.
You do also, upon looking kind of towards the lake, you do see a really rickety vessel with an extremely old man currently at it. So you do see Edmund.
Okay.
So are we going?
You're cutting out. Hello?
See what's up with this temple in the hopes that it pays? You know, everything's cutting for me right now.
Okay. I think eventually we got it.
So yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
about-
know. I heard it slow down. Uh, are we going to attempt this temple?
Yeah, let's do it. What
yeah.
could go wrong?
Yes. After that, I think we should go to Red Ridge.
Yeah, Clash
Yeah,
isn't going to
let's
have what
detour.
we need.
Yeah.
At least not for the moment. We need to make a detour. But
We
Yeah.
can go visit the asylum. Some of us will like that for sure. Please don't just
that'd
drop
be-
Ace off.
We might need to go there to the asylum if this temple drives us all crazy. So
honestly,
we
Yeah.
could get free passage there if we're being taken in the crazy wagon.
Hopefully, we just get a lot of money.
Yeah, hopefully we get a lot of money and not
The crazy wagon.
insane. Yeah, the crazy wagon.
I'm sure you can put Asanoth on the crazy wagon.
I
Anyways.
think they would love to put you in the crazy wagon.
oh yeah, they
Just
would.
like-
They, yeah,
Go show them what's in your alms box and explain why.
yeah. Okay.
To the lake.
All right. Yeah, let's go find Edmund.
Okay. You begin, walking just past the small, sheltered boatman tavern. onto the docks where you can see multiple small fishing vessels. None of them are, very deep. You get the sense that, there's no reason to build a vessel that big here, as this is a very shallow lake, if anything. A lot of them just seem to use poles and stuff to maneuver around. You see Edmonds does have a couple oars added on, and it seems to be in various states of disrepair. You kind of walk up to him, standing in his vessel as it's tied up, and you can see he has like this single like wine cork that he's using to try to plug up a hole. You see, he's like using his hand and trying to push as much as he can. He stands up, trying to balance himself, and he takes his foot and he's trying to like put pressure and try to step on it, to try to seal this hole that is just actively leaking water into the boat. And then he looks up, almost falls over slightly, but catches himself as the boat rocks. So, you've come to see the temple?
You've piqued our curiosity.
Wonderful. Climb aboard my wayward vessel, and I will set us off on a journey to unknown unknowns.
Indeed you will. Indeed you will. Is everyone ready to go?
Sure.
As I add, make
As
sure
ready as
everyone's
I'll
ready
ever
before we
be.
go.
Yes, Atlas says.
All right. That is a question. Can it hold us all?
I swear to you, this vessel can hold all of you. I could carry
Now,
half an army on my back.
now, Graham, can
Yep.
this vessel carry all of us?
I mean,
How much water is in the bottom of this thing?
a decent bit. But in theory, yeah, it could fit all of you. It could carry all of you.
One way to find out.
Which of you weighs the most? I just need you
I think
to
I'd
step on the cork right there.
I'm pretty sure that's Atlas.
Yeah, Atlas just
Yeah.
steps forward. He'll. You watch as he just takes his foot and calmly presses it on the cork, and you hear this zook, as it perfectly seals within the hole. Let's go. And he steps onto the vessel.
Just because I have to be tracking something. Is this our 7th day together or our 6th?
This is probably the 7th.
7th? Okay.
Oh, and I forgot. We said that my concoction it lasts a total of what, 3 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I do gotta. I'm glad she said that because now I gotta.
We're
Yeah,
going
I've
to
been
the
waiting
Underdark
for my
next.
amulet to
Knock 'em off.
recharge for a week.
Okay, so I'll start at 21 days minus 7. So I'm at 14 days left before I gotta make this shit again.
You better not need another 10 on a dice roll because I'm not using my clockwork amulet on you again.
So as you all, begin to board the vessel, Edmund will say under his breath, "By all the glory of the Starry Night," as he, watched Atlas just so calmly and casually fix his vessel. He'll step onto the boat, grab one of the oars, and he's an old man, but you can see that as he begins to row, there's 20, 30 years of shoulder workouts that this man has been doing. That you begin to see this man is strong when it comes to shoulders.
His traps are crazy.
Traps and lats are absolutely on point.
Is that crazy strength?
Yeah, only in the shoulders though. Everywhere else, he has the beer gut, but crazy ripped shoulders.
You have prestidigitation, so actually I think you can get the water out the boat. I think, can't you?
Yeah, let's not all get trench foot from this boat.
Oh yeah.
Or you can dry yourself or something like that. I think
it's not enough
prestidigitation.
water. Yeah, if you get rid of the water, it should be fine. He doesn't seem very
We do all
perturbed
have
about
like
it.
snow boots, which are water resistant, so
Yeah, we did buy
that should help.
snow clothing.
Yeah. But yeah,
For us
you
to keep
begin
out
to
moisture.
head out past the reeds. You can see, tall cattails as far as you can see that begin to break way as you get further and further out into this lake. Um, Edmund will begin recounting you with tales of his journeys across this lake, and generally just start rambling about some crazy things. Uh, how he's seen countless boatmen drowned in the depths of the deepest parts of the lake as some crazy sea monster, you know, dwells here. He just goes on and on. At some point, like he counteracts that story by, instead of going with a sea monster, he just says, "No, it wasn't a sea monster. It was like 1,000 mermaids or something." Like he just like none of his stories really start to make sense the longer you listen to him.
This guy's not a
As we're
reliable narrative.
at
No.
all,
But my doll said there was a temple, so.
as we make our way, I want to ask him.
Hmm.
So, what do you hope to gain by finding this temple?
I hope to regain lost knowledge and once more see those doors open. The sight was so beautiful, awe-inspiring. Oh, I just wish to see that light once more. There is a couple beaded wings, and then there's a set of claws that perch on your shoulder. As Grim lands, he doesn't really say anything. He just kind of lands very, very quietly, trying not to interrupt.
Does he seem genuine in his response, or
Make an insight check. And if anyone else wants to, they can probably do it as well. We're all kind
Okay.
of close.
I don't think Ripley's really paying attention to this guy, so
Okay.
Yeah.
Between Bonnie and Egil, the two of you kind of like, are curious about this older man, more so than the others. And he hides it very well. But there is more than what he's admitting.
while they're talking, I would like to just be watching the water around the boat and like under the boat.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check if you wish. 13. Yeah, you can see during the majority of this journey, the water on this lake is fairly clear, which is strange as it is kind of a still area, not really uh, not really recycled water, you would think, but it is relatively clear, and thus you can see lots of foliage. The water is probably at this point maybe about 8 feet deep. Really not that deep at all. You can just see roiling fields of underwater grasses. You can see small different crayfish and turtles and all these other manners of creatures just dwelling underneath your feet, and lots of fish. Um, Eventually, as you get further and further out, though, it drops off drastically. still relatively clear, but no longer can you really see as much of it. Um, you can still see, some fish and some other creatures as you continue along.
All right.
Okay. Oh, and I don't do anything upon acknowledging his lies or covering over the truth. I just continue to listen. Keep it
Gotcha.
in the back of my mind.
Yeah. Eventually, he's telling these stories for a while, and he eventually does look over at one point with this like wide smile on his face. And it's the first time he's looked at all of you, and he immediately goes, "Ah!" And you watch as he drops both oars, and they just sink into the lake water. What is that creature of malformed nature doing on our vessel?
I'm assuming he's talking about Grim.
Yeah, he's looking directly past your face, looking at Grim.
Since I was watching the water, could I try to grab one of those oars?
Yeah, go ahead, roll me a d20 plus your athletics or acrobatics.
Definitely not athletics. So let's do acrobatics. Ooh, interesting.
Yeah,
A little too
you
distracted
watch
by a fish.
yeah, you watch the oars. One of them just somehow you watch it just sinks right down. The other one just begins slightly floating off.
I just sigh so deeply.
Ah! Ah! You see Grim just calls a couple times. A raven of
Is this
ill omen. Dangerous. Evil.
He's fine. Don't worry about him.
when I did the check for a white raven, it wasn't necessarily always Grim. It could be a fortune as well, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's a way to interpret it. A raven of such color can mean fortune as well. So maybe us finding this temple is a foregone conclusion.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Persuasion.
Persuasion. 19.
19.
Um. Well, I've been wrong before. Perhaps. Oh. Give me a second. EC stands, takes the long pole that he was just not using, rather just choosing to use the oar. Takes it off the side of the vessel, puts it down into the water, and you watch as it descends all the way down to its base, and he's just barely able to push the vessel slightly, and grabs the one last oar that was just floating, stows his pole once more, and calmly just takes one oar to steer you the remainder of the way. Um, I still don't trust him. I've seen one in this area, and he sunk my vessel, cursed me, so I could never see the great temple again.
I'm gonna look at Grim. Does he look like that was him?
If a raven could smile,
Okay, yeah.
you see he like side eyes you and does like that cheeky like side look grin.
When
I just give a small nod.
And there was just this very very quiet.
goodness, I want to give him a thumbs up when Edmund's back is turned.
Yeah, Edmund's back has been turned to you all for most of this trip. He did not see it. I also
I like
probably
this
did not
bird.
hear
I like this
did
bird
not
a
hear the
lot.
laugh.
Yeah,
He's a
this bird's
cheeky little
great.
guy. The vessel honestly doesn't take very long. You're probably on the water for about 2-3 hours. Um, eventually, you're right dead smack in the middle of the lake. A lot of the other fishing vessels are, currently not as far out as you all are, and generally probably don't go out this far usually. You can barely see to the bottom of the lake, but you don't really see anything as the vessel kind of slowly skids to a stop as Edmund stops rowing.
Have we reached our destination?
Oh. So, Edmund stows the oar. It's here, somewhere, deep under the water. He stands. I know it's there. You see, he's just
All
kind of like
right.
peering out into the water, trying to find this temple.
Okay. Do we?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Can I
Make
start
perception
looking as
checks.
well?
Yeah, I'll try to take a look. Are we still blessed by Grim?
At this point, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he would have re-blessed you all.
Okay. Let me actually add bless. All right. So this bless specifically is
It's
saving throws.
yeah, saves and ability checks, I think.
Okay.
Specifically, I believe so.
18.
All right. I got you. Give me 1 second. I need to add this to my.
If I could find Grimm's sheet again. I literally just looked at it.
I miss having a character with a decent perception.
$16. Let me see. I can add in a guild modifier. Field. I'll do not all 4 of them really. That's my all 5 obviously. Nah, I'll do the ones
Okay.
I currently have.
Let's see. So we have an 18, another 18, 16, and I don't think I made one for Atlas. $18. You all begin to check out and look into the water, and it's pretty deep, relative to the rest of this lake. But he's talking about this massive temple. You see elements of what looks to be stones and rocks, maybe, but nothing to denote a massive building. But it does look like there's stuff down there.
Okay. Edmund, under what conditions did you see the temple rise?
Well, I saw those cloister doors just rise out of the water to greet me, beckoning me closer. I so
And what?
badly wanted to go in.
Was it
And how did?
raining or like
No, it's
certain
just,
type of weather? Did you eat something particular that morning?
no. It's just so beautiful. It's down there. I know it is.
Wow, incredibly helpful information. Thank you.
You do a knocking motion
How?
on the top of the water?
Yeah,
Ooh, that's interesting.
I'm just gonna
I
try
like that.
knocking on the water. I don't think it's
Okay.
gonna do
Hey, look,
anything.
if it works though,
Yeah.
that's all that matters. Sometimes the simplest method is the most effective.
Yeah, you knock on the top of the water a little bit. There's a couple splashes. Um, you wait a moment. You don't see a temple rise. There is movement though. Deep in the water, around some of those rocks, you can just see like the faintest change of motion.
Hmm. Hey, Edmund, can I borrow that stick?
Ah, fine. Just don't lose it.
I think there's something down there.
Well, of course, the temple. Yeah, he'll hand you the stick as he goes into one of his his long-winded refrains. Um, It'll rise out of the water and bless all of us with its great and mighty treasures.
Yeah, I think it might eat us. Can I
What
tell
did-
you? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I tie like I don't know a piece of rope? Like, can I tie a 2 foot long rope so it has like 2 little foot long things on it?
Sure.
I want to extend the pole as far as out as it can
Okay.
and splash the water a little bit to see if the thing moves again.
Okay. Yeah, you take it, extend it as far as possible. It extends, a pretty decent length, about 14 feet out, and you just splash it a little bit into the water. It's really hard to balance. It's heavy as hell. Um, but you splash the water. There's again small bits of movement at the very bottom of the lake that you can just see, but nothing comes to the surface.
Hmm. Yeah. Does anybody else see that?
Yeah, probably a majority of you actually.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know what that is.
There's
I'm
a
sure whatever this is farther than 30 feet away from us.
Grim will do a single ah, and he kind of flies up, and he'll begin to like kind of circle.
Edmund, how did the previous adventurers die?
They went under the water, and they got lost. They were trying to find the temple, the treasure. I told them to wait, that it would rise. They didn't listen.
Hmm.
I see.
It's there. I know it is. It'll rise. It'll come to greet us.
So, we should wait, is what you're saying.
Yeah. He? If you're asking Edmund a question, he will ignore it.
Oh,
He's very preoccupied with just staring out at the water.
Who's sitting next to me?
okay.
I'd guess you would have Atlas in the middle, so maybe Ripley and you
For the
in the
case, for its sake of balance.
yeah, for the sake of balance. So maybe Ripley and you, and then Bonnie and Egil, with Atlas just in the center.
Okay.
I imagine you were in the back for some reason. That's just me.
Asnas does feel like she goes in the back.
Yeah.
Maybe because she's not great.
Maybe.
Just maybe a little bit.
Hmm.
I guess we can. Do we want to try to wait? Because
What's
the
Grim
alternative
doing?
is to hop in the water.
Hmm?
He said,
What's
is he
Grim?
circling the area?
You look up to look where Grim is, and you can kind of see he kind of circles around the vessel once, and then goes maybe about 100 feet forward, and begins doing a very tight loop for a few cycles, and then kind of dives close to the water.
Hey, Edmund, can you get us over to where that raven is?
Ah, the temple was right here. It'll be here.
I know, and it'll be here when we get back. I just want to go see what's going on over there.
Fine. He grabs his remaining oar and starts to do a couple of his, strokes into the water, trying to get you all closer and closer. Um, uh, Interesting. So you cast it?
Detect thoughts.
Oh, you did cast it. I did not pay attention to what that wall of text was. Okay, yeah, I read that now. So there is multiple thoughts currently circling. The old man is worried that he chose another wrong group. That maybe you weren't right for this. That's why the temple's not showing, and he's being told off essentially. And then he fears you're going to go into the water and end up like the others. There is
Love
also
how confident he is in us.
there's also numerous voices and minds currently at the very edge of your detect thoughts that are wondering how best to drown you. They are currently debating if it'll rise for you, if you'll be able to see it, and they really want to sacrifice you.
Mm.
Um,
Ooh.
One of the minds says to the others or thinks for a split moment, I'll get closer. As Edmund begins to paddle slightly, getting you a couple 100 feet closer, about 100 feet closer to where Grim is. This mind gets closer and closer. Make a perception check if you wanna, if you would mind. 10. You look into the water and all you see is this sea of kind of like darker greens. It's still very clear, but not as clear as you would hope. And you can't see anything. The mind at this point is extremely close, and it begins to have a thought of, I could rip the old man from his vessel, drown him instead. I could just grab the oar, and I know he would hold on. What are you doing?
Bonnie's like, nothing.
Egil, do you do anything? Do you say anything?
Do I mean, do I know that Bonnie's doing tech? I don't know any of this.
I mean, you hear Bonnie's voice in your head.
Oh,
Bonnie will reach into
okay. All right,
Egil's
never
head.
mind.
Something
Sorry.
wants to sacrifice here. Something wants a sacrifice here. Something is coming.
So Space, I was looking around. Try to trying to react and try to try to
Okay, something is coming. I'll look over to Bonnie. Can
I
you be a little
am.
more specific?
I'll pull out my. I'm going to pull out one of my scalpels and I'm going to kind of hold it at Edmund's neck. Why exactly are we out here?
He reaches the oar back into the vessel, or like keeps it out of the water slightly, and like begins to turn back towards you. In shock, you can see kind of fear beginning to well up in his eyes.
Do not lie.
You're cutting out a little bit.
Oh no, not now.
What did you say? What did you say?
He said, and don't lie, I've seen through the first ones.
Okay. As that happens, Bonnie, you hear cursing in a mind as whatever this creature was is upset that the old man no longer has his thing in the water. Has the oar in the water because it was prepared to grab him, and it was just about to do so. I swear, I just want to see the temple again.
And what role do we play?
The boat continues to drift ever so slightly. At this moment, you're basically right on top of where Grin is, and he kind of circles around, lands on your shoulder. Seeing that there's some sort of confrontation happening here. You were just supposed to. There is a sudden shaking of the vessel. All of you feel this like slight rumble as waves curl around the entire boat, splashing all of you.
Oh no.
In that moment, the mind disappears in fear and worry as suddenly the entire section of the lake begins to squirm. You watch as the water is almost being ripped apart as the earth produces a massive temple made of dark grays and orange sandstone. It rises from the lake. You can see this massive set of darkened doors dripping with seaweed and water. A beautiful, dark monument to something truly profound. There it is. I told you. Watch how the great temple rises from the waters. Watch as its cloistered doors open wide for all of us. The temple itself it's pretty large. It seems to be a singular structure, about 160 feet long, maybe only about 140 feet wide. You can see there are no windows, just this monolithic structure with columned, beautiful Gothic pillars that rise up, made out of this strange kind of dark grays and oranges. And soon, as it rises to the surface, you see these two double doors begin to open up. and spilling forth is this beautiful, blinding red light that shines upon all of you. The old man's arms have now become outstretched as he looks towards the temple, just ignoring a few moments ago where there was a knife at his throat, essentially. He drops the oar. I knew he would want me back into his service. I've come to join you. As that red light spills across the vessel, Ripley, you look towards Edmund, this old man, and you see a beat of his heart. You see his blood fill the arteries and veins throughout his body. You see his Achilles. You see the massive artery in his neck. You see his heart.
Oh my. Oh my.
And you feel that presence on your shoulder, stronger than you've ever felt. Him. Absorb his life. And in that moment, you see the old man begins to turn towards you, locking eyes with you, Ripley, as if he heard the same thing. No. No, he should want me back. You see he presses his hand to his chest, and you watch as icy spikes of armor shoot out across his body.
Ooh.
What do you do, Ripley?
Ooh.
I'm gonna. Fuck. I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast, I guess.
Okay.
I don't like doing this in close range, but
I mean,
it's
you're
not
at the
like
far
I
end of the
have much
vessel.
else.
He's
Yeah.
You know, it's not that close to you.
Yeah, I'll cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Yikes.
This guy's. Oh my
8.
gosh, what have we got
The
ourselves into?
Eldritch Blast goes wide.
No,
It slams
rocking a bit in the
into the
boat,
temple
you know?
behind you. And it's almost, as it flies away, it's almost absorbed into the red light and just disappears from you. You don't even see it slam into the target. Seeing you do this, he is going to probably.
Does this red light look familiar? Does it feel...
This, I mean, he's known as the Dying Star.
Alright.
I mean, you aren't entirely,
Not bad.
you don't know if it's entirely, him, but you can make an educated guess.
Fun.
What does Ripley do?
Well, Ripley already attacked.
Oh yeah, Ripley already
yeah.
attacked. Oh, I just meant overall. I'm like, oh, the beating of the heart. You see the Achilles tendon, like dog. He's like, I see it all.
Yeah.
Got him.
Honestly. I mean, do any of you? So technically, he already had an action. Do any of you wish to do anything in that moment? You watch as he turns towards all of you and puts a hand to himself, and armored ice covers his body, and then you see a single Eldritch Blast launch from behind you as Ripley attacks him.
Yeah, as Ripley casts that, he's also gonna say, I think he's like me.
And we know there was something in the water. So, how close is the temple?
The temple, it's like 30 feet away. It rose really, really close to you.
I'm gonna say, Atlas, knock him into the water, and I'm going to give the help action.
Okay. Yeah, Atlas will push him. We'll go to push him.
Interesting. I'd love to help somehow.
Do you have the guidance cantrip?
I do have the guidance cantrip.
Atlas
Try to guide Atlas.
steps
Oh, could I-
over Egil and just shoves him. You
Wait.
watch as this old man, Edmund, just flies about 10 feet out of the vessel and just splashes into the water. Anyone else?
Can I sacred flame him?
Yeah.
Give him all she's got.
He fails that.
3 radiant damage to him.
Okay. Yeah, he takes it. You know, in his prime, he was probably, much stronger. He doesn't look that strong, in all honesty. He's
No, he's an old man.
greatly diminished.
Sorry, bro. Hadar wants you dead.
Yeah, absolutely. Bonnie, does Bonnie
You
want to
me
do anything?
rule.
Bonnie would be the only one that's left. If he tries to attack? Okay. Back into his turn, you watch as he swims with a couple heavy bounds. His shoulders are really good. And gets to the temple. And he climbs out, rolls on the ground, and stands up. I will close these cloister doors and deny all. He casts telekinesis on Ripley.
On me?
Yep.
Not cool.
Telekinesis? This guy's strong. Okay.
So, I need you to make a strength check for me, please.
Ooh, strength. Okay. You said a check?
Yep. Strength check.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not a
Famously
saving throw.
good
It's a
at
check
these.
with telekinesis.
Hey, that's what my strength score is, too. 7.
Nice. Yeah, that yeah, he succeeds on that one.
No, my bones.
Your bones. So, you feel as if you are restrained in this moment. And you watch as he takes his hand and moves you 30 feet higher in the air, suspending you above the vessel. That is his action. Yeah, that's his action.
Okay. I think Ripley went after that.
Yeah,
Unless
Ripley, you are
unless
restrained.
we're not really in turn order.
Yeah, we'll do a loose thing. So it's Ripley's turn next.
Okay. So I'm restrained. I simply don't have the strength to get out of this. So I'll try to do an Eldritch Blast with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, 8 does not hit. And another Eldritch Blast flies and strikes somewhere into the temple. The red light bathing, this individual from the back. You can see another pump of his heart as the blood courses through his body. Brings it to Atlas and Egil.
All right. You said he's 30 feet away, right?
At this point, yeah.
Okay. I need to look at the jump. At the long jump rules. I forgot how those work again.
I believe it's 15 times your strength score.
No, that's carrying.
Oh, that's carrying capacity. I think it's what is it? It's 10 times half of your strength then, probably.
No. When you move along, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you
Up
move
to
at
your
least
strength
10
score.
feet, and then half if you don't move the 10 feet. You just try to jump from a location. Okay. My jump is not that good. Okay, so I can get a whopping 4 right now. I know the boat's not 10 feet long. With Step of the Wind, I can get to 8 feet. That's really not doing too much for me. How far could Atlas throw me?
Atlas, probably. I'd say Atlas could potentially throw you like 20 feet.
Okay. If I use Step of the Wind and kind of push myself off his hands, could I go further?
Why not?
I'll burn a key point for this.
Yeah, this will burn Atlas's action. I also roll for this just to make sure he can do this. This would probably be an athletics check for him, just to pick you up and throw you. But max is probably, regularly it's probably going to be 20 feet. With a Step of the Wind, let's see how far you can propel yourself. So Atlas will throw you. Yeah, that would be a success. So you are tossed as you leave Atlas's hands. You Step of the Wind. You kick off almost at the same time, giving yourself even more momentum in the air. And I will say with that, you land exactly 30 feet. You slam into the edge of the temple grounds and are now face to face with Edmund.
All right. He still has armor Vagathus up.
Yeah.
I'm not going to know how that works yet. So the jar of cold poison is a bonus action, so I can't use that yet. Fuck. Okay, I'll go ahead and bite this bullet and attack him once.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know what this does. So 17. No, that's a 17. I don't have bless right now. Grim's
Not
bless doesn't
17?
count for it.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, so it's
14?
14.
14 still hits.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, you can roll damage.
Yeah. Dagger. 7 points piercing.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Oh, this shit's about to be so fucking much damage.
Absolutely.
I might go down off of this guy.
Uh,
Yeah, because he can cast like a fucking fifth
Fifth
level
level
spell.
spell. This is shit about to be 25 points a day.
Most it's 25, you know?
The
How many
only
points do you
reason
have?
why 17
okay. Yeah.
plus 7
What?
points.
So, yeah. You
Ah,
slam your dagger into him, and you do take
25.
25, yeah. And he will
I
miss those 7.
I immediately go down.
Jeepers creepers. I don't want to fight a high level warlock.
Now,
yeah, you all watch as
he still
Egil
does have to roll
crumples.
Yeah,
Uh,
he
ice
keeps telekinesis up.
shoots out. Yeah, hopefully that's what I was really hoping for. If we can at least get that broken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be your turn. Then we bring it to
Does he make his concentration check?
give me 1 sec. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I figured.
Unfortunate.
Bonnie.
I tried, guys.
I appreciate it.
Wisdom save. He'll pass on that one. And an 11. 11 will miss. Asanath.
Yeah, I will mutter curses in Elvish under my breath because I don't have many spell slots left, but I will healing word Egil
Okay.
at first level because I don't really like the idea that he's dying on what I presume is Hadar's doorstep.
Yeah.
Egil is within 30 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, which is great because I have 60 feet of range. So he gets max healing. So he gets 8 plus 5 healing.
Yeah. Bonnie Asanath.
And I'm down
cool,
to
nice.
2 spell slots.
Oof.
And then
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna use my action to Eldritch Blast this warlock, I guess.
Okay.
13.
13 hits.
2 force damage.
Good thing about warlocks, their armor class is super low. I know from experience.
Absolutely.
They can only wear light armor.
Yeah, he does save. So now that it is his turn, he will
Atlas
launch his
throw a javelin or something.
Atlas through Egil.
Oh.
So back on his turn, he will quickly launch. Well, he's probably going to step towards the door, so he'll move probably about another 20 feet further back. So that's an attack of opportunity from Egil. Because Egil is conscious.
Still up? I'm assuming armor of Agabus is still up.
It
Oh,
technically
no.
is. It is, yeah. Do you want to do it? You can choose. You now know what it is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no. Then I'm not doing it.
Okay. He
I'm
goes to
not
the
gonna do
door
it.
and he will attempt to fire an Eldritch Blast.
Well, can you? I don't know the rules for it. Are you able to try to grapple instead of attacking with an attack of opportunity?
You can.
I don't know if Gil would even want to do that either.
Do you want to try? He does. He's an old man.
No, man. All right. Buddy Gil. I'm just thinking how Gil will act. He's got. Honestly, I think Gil wouldn't because he wouldn't know if touching him at all would trigger
Okay.
the effect again.
You got one Eldritch Blast hurtling its way towards Ripley with advantage because you are restrained. I rolled a 3 twice. So that is only a 7.
Does not hit.
Okay. He's just standing at the doorway now. It's back to you, Ripley.
Okay. I don't love already using a spell slot, but what else am I to do? Is he within 60 feet of me?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna do Mind Spike. So that's to make an intelligence save.
Ooh,
Intelligence save. That is
Woo!
a 5.
Okay, so 14 psychic damage, and I'll be able to mentally
Okay.
track him as long as I keep concentration.
You watch as his armor of Agathis dissipates. With that, also, let's see if he loses access to the spell. So DC was still 10, which he does pass, so you're still floating.
Well,
Honestly, it's probably lucky, because he didn't move you.
yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah. That brings it to Atlas and Egil. Atlas is going to throw his spear. He will reckless, so it's just a regular attack roll instead of having advantage. 16 will hit. He's not raging, so he doesn't get that. It's divine.
Doesn't he have to rage to use reckless?
I don't think so.
No.
No, I thought you had to be raging for it.
No.
Damn.
No. You can
while
just
you're
use reckless
raging,
whenever you
while
want
you're
to.
raging. So it is only 9 piercing damage. But you watch as he throws his spear and it jams deep into this older man's shoulder. And he looks already bloodied. Like he's not
Oh, okay.
that strong. Like he's really old. Also, Ripley falls.
Okay, I can fly.
Okay. Yeah, instead of slamming into the vessel, which you were about to do, you are able to catch yourself in the air and stop yourself. Atlas will then dive into the water and begin his swim. He's still about halfway to the space, to the temple. Egil, there is worry and fear in this old man's eyes.
I will stand up. How far away from me is he?
He's 20 feet.
I have exactly 20 feet now. I am going to run up. Go for another dagger on him.
Okay.
13 to hit.
13 will just hit.
8
Okay.
piercing.
You stab him in the side, and he's looking so bad. You just hear him go, "Peace."
And then I'll use a bonus action to use unarmed strike.
Okay.
Oh, that's one.
Damn.
Nice.
Beating up this old man.
Hell yeah.
Telling you.
Beat
When are you
him
gonna learn
up.
your lesson, old man?
How dare you try to sacrifice us to Hadar? Don't you know?
Yeah. So at this
Is he
point,
still up after?
you stabbed him once in the side. You do your unarmed strike. And how do you do your unarmed strike? Like, are you kicking him? Or are you punching him?
All right. So if I had already put like the scalpel in his side,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do a very precise strike to hit whatever organ is like right in front of it to push it deeper into the blade.
Oh. Yeah, you as you jam your precision medical tool into his side, you punch the edge of his body, and as you do that, there is so much force behind it that you literally see intestines and his colon begin to just jam out the side where you've just ravaged his body with your blade. You watch as his intestines are basically beginning to fall out, and he coughs and sputters and goes to the ground with eyes wide. I just wanted to
And
see him. He falls on his
next
back,
time, be truthful in
gasping
your endeavors.
and shaking. I did nothing. And he dies.
And I pull my scalpel from the side and go to the
gonna-
water and just kind of dip it in, start getting the blood off, and
Mhm.
wipe
I'm
it.
gonna fly down to stand next to his corpse and just kind of like nudge it a little.
Yeah, he is
Say,
dead.
say, kind of dumb to, attack two servants of Hadar that are actually in good graces with him. So, dumbass.
You fired the first shot.
He was trying to sacrifice us.
You don't know that.
At least that's the story we can tell ourselves.
That's what I believe.
I'm gonna start rowing myself over.
Yeah, Atlas swims. Like you actually, you and Atlas arrive at the same time because the boat is more efficient. Atlas gets out of the water soaking wet, and Asanath and Bonnie just step onto this temple foyer, got completely dry.
Can I cut part of my rope and mending off to tie the boat to the land we have here?
I mean, there's rope in the boat.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Oh, we were getting so much rope. We're gonna have another cliff adventure.
I would like to search his body for anything interesting or
No more
abuse.
cliffs.
Yeah, you search his body, and genuinely, you find nothing.
Great.
He had no
How-
weapons. He had nothing on him other than the clothes on his back.
I did not plan this very well.
How's-
I mean, his boat is there.
We do have a boat.
Yeah. How's Grim doing?
Grim is currently, at this point, he kind of flies and lands on the edge of the boat, and you just hear him laugh. He goes, ah, stupid old man.
Stupid old man.
Oh yeah.
And now,
Um,
is the door to this place open?
Yeah, it is. It's been open. It opened, in the red light that spilled forth is what lit you all up. You see, there's a lot of stuff in there. I'll describe it in a second. But Grim goes, well, I'm gonna go eat his food, and he like climbs into the boat and starts going through the old man's personal effects that are just in the boat because the boat was his house.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand in the doorway and look inside.
What you see
Yeah.
inside is a beautiful temple with these sandstone walls mixed with dark grays. You can see there's a lot of water damage to it. There is, puddles of this greenish, not entirely clear water. On the outside edge, it's about a 30 feet foyer almost that seems to go into stairs that descend into the lake itself. How this temple rose out of the water, you have no idea, but it's intriguing. There are many pillars that have been waterlogged and have different sorts of underwater grasses that have grown all along it. There's mosses and gross algae. In the center of the room, in the far back of the chamber, there is a singular, almost malformed wall with a large, almost looking like a red sun that seems to have some sort of shape to it. In the center of the room, flanking a set of stairs that goes up to this, farther back wall, is this massive, dark gray structure that seems to house these small little, almost like white lights that dot the entirety of it. In the center, however, there is this massive, partially cracked orb that seems to radiate this red sunlight. that, seem to have streamed forth and lit all of you up when you're on the vessel. It gives credence to a lot of the light in the chamber. There are a couple light sconces that do also emanate this red light. And yeah, this space is very, very strange.
Okay. This is the broken orb.
The one in the center. Yeah.
Okay, and then what's this?
Which ones? Which one?
I can see it's the symbol of a warlock, but like, what's the?
You cannot tell what that is. That is up the stairs. Ignore that for
Okay,
now.
okay, gotcha.
So there is a separate level to this, just so you know.
Okay.
So, I think. Okay. Fix all your tokens because you spawned weird. But yeah, you walk into the temple proper.
I'm gonna look over at Asnath. First time I've been in one of his temples. Didn't know he had any, actually.
It is rather marvelous, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. And I'm gonna approach the orb to ponder it, perhaps.
Yeah, you
Gonna
walk up
follow
to
a
the
little bit
orb.
behind her.
It's hard to get a view. It extends high up in the air. At this point, it's probably about the beginning of it is 20 feet up in this strange monolithic construction. You can see these strange, almost gray pillars seem to feed into it, and there's these various sections of white lights that seem to spot the space. Strange that they're white lights, as the central orb itself is this beautiful red sun that is faded slightly.
Do I get any sort of like feelings or vibes from it?
I mean, it's oppressive. The red light is not the nicest. It's a harsh
Sounds
light.
about right. Looking back at Asnath, should I do something stupid?
Maybe. What's a stupid thing?
Could try to touch it.
You could.
I don't think that would be stupid, Asanoth. This is your temple. That's what y'all supposed
Yeah,
to do.
but it's also a temple to a thing that eats everything.
Valid indeed.
I mean, go
Maybe
for it.
I'll give it a poke on the way out. Just in case it kills me instantly or something.
Well, we could trap using the dead man.
I feel like we kind of missed the soul window on that. Actually, if it was if he served Hadar, probably already got it anyway. So.
And he probably wouldn't like a fish, would he?
I don't think so. This thing is
Then you're
this
just
thing
gonna
is
have to
cracked,
touch it.
right?
Yeah, there's a couple cracks that seem to, show around it.
Okay, I want to use my staff to try and cast Healing Word on it.
So you're trying to touch it then, or just
No, Healing
heal
Word
it?
is range.
Okay. You cast Healing Word into it.
Yeah, just to see if it fixes it or it reacts at all.
The temple does seem to slightly reverberate beneath your feet. And you see the orb shine slightly brighter.
Okay, not the worst reaction. Gonna walk over to these stairs,
Mm-hmm.
see what else is around here, because we are looking for like treasure and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you walk up. As you reach to the top of, there's no initiative orders. You can go pretty much as far as you want. But as you reach to the top, you begin to see murals painted into the ground, depicting a warlock symbol, in a sense. There does seem to be some sort of ring of color or light around the one in the center of the room, leading up to what looks to be a small, almost triangle-shaped podium, or some type of podium seems to be directly above that strange orb that is up into the wall, and you can see that there is almost like this string of ink or something that seems to be embedded at the very edges of the orb, almost in the dead center of it, almost forming like an eye of some sort. Also, as you get towards the top, another thing you notice is at the top of the orb, in the center of it, there is a triangle-shaped cavity, as if some piece of it is missing. It was tied down. The boat was tied down. Yeah, you look. You probably look back to make sure that it is tied down. Last you saw, Grim was consuming some of the food from the vessel. While you all have gone into the place, you kind of catch him in the act of trying to take one of the old man's eyes.
Does he need
Good
help with
eating.
that?
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go look at this symbol.
Yeah, you go into the center of this symbol that has been painstakingly put into the ground here, and as you do, you realize that that strange coloration, that lip, is not what you expected. You see what looks to be some sort of tunnel that descends deep within the base of this temple, but it's not made of stone. It's made of flesh.
Disgusting.
You watch as it almost seems to slightly wriggle and move.
Ridley gags a little bit, walks away. No, thank you.
And that's what this is right here.
Yes, that is a flesh tunnel.
That sounds like a euphemism. If I've ever heard it.
Yeah. Yes.
Can I look down it?
Yeah, it seems to curve. And it is just this empty, dark void.
And sorry, what was this one right here again?
Which one?
This
that seems to be some sort of I lost the word.
Is that the pedestal?
Pedestal, yeah. It's some sort of pedestal with red coloration.
Okay.
Is there anything on it?
But I'm gonna check out.
It seems to almost be sealed. You can see these almost like red stained glass pieces that seem to form in 4 different shards. But as you get closer to the back of the chamber, You can see this massive bulbous eye has been embedded into the wall, attached with strange, almost like flesh-looking pieces of metal. And you see that almost like strange eye begins to move and split apart as it begins to form words. Welcome. You speak deep, right? Or you can read deep.
I do, yeah.
You immediately read it and can understand it as deep speech. As the language begins to form in inky blotches from this once strange eye. Welcome to the Temple of the Herald. What do you seek?
Okay. I want to heal my friend and gesture to Asuna. She died, and that's not ideal.
I want to start walking closer.
Okay.
I was gestured at.
As will I. I ain't gonna be too close though. I'm gonna back up a little bit.
I'm gonna get right up in there.
You can see the words for a split moment, Asanatha, as you get close enough, and watch them begin to change and form. A herald? Question mark?
Yeah. I think we both count as one.
The words form a single word. Both. No question. Just a statement. Both. And then shifts once more. Will you do what is required?
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna maybe ask what's required first.
Do what is
Asanatha needs no
expected
questions.
of Hadar, his will, his desires above your own. You see and hear the sound of metal moving as that pedestal opens up. The glass seems to retract into the edges of this pedestal. And rising from it, turning, is a beautiful, massive gem shaped in a triangle formation. It is a ruby beyond comprehension. The instant you see it, this could easily be worth 200, 300, 500,000 gold, maybe. It is the biggest gem you've ever seen in your lives.
Oh, but I know exactly where it goes.
Yeah, does it look about the size of the
The
indent in the
cavity?
big orb?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to go start grabbing that and taking it to the cavity.
You
Will you
grab
help
it?
me, Ripley?
Yeah.
Okay. The two of you go up. Who grabs the
Teamwork.
gem?
I'll let Asanoth grab it. It's her life on the line here.
Okay.
Okay.
You grab a hold of the ruby. And as you lift it, there is a sickening sound. Almost as if hundreds of miles of flesh were suddenly whipped by the wind. And then you begin to see light. And you turn around, and you can see that light seems to shine out of the gullet of this strange warlock symbol on the floor. It shines a giant spotlight onto the ceiling, red as a dying star, and then it rises, bathing the entire room in red as you see a monolithic light shine upon you. It is both beautiful, breathtaking, and horrifying as it threatens to engulf the entire space. Let me change the map real fast
It didn't like that I touched it.
and show you the monster.
A monster?
Oh no.
It didn't like that I touched it.
Wait, give it to me! He likes me more!
He like
So-
I'm his favorite little guy!
I need you all to roll initiative.
Oh no, I'm gonna.
We made Papa Hadar
These
mad.
god dang Hadar kids.
Do you guys see why I don't like this guy?
We had to mess
He
with the people with
sucks.
abuse.
He keeps trying to kill me.
Why do we got to deal with your piece of bad?
Oh no.
It's not my fault.
You know your dad's abusive. You know your dad's abusive when your friends catch it too.
That feeling when your abusive dad raids the temple to himself and you go inside to try to resurrect your sibling and then he tries to kill you.
Yeah. It's okay. We just
Common thing that happens to people.
have to get
If I
the
had
win.
if I had a nickel for every time, I'd only have one nickel, but god damn it.
We just have to
I'd
get
only
the
have one
gem
nickel,
and
which is
the-
one too many.
Oh
It
no.
rolled literally the worst. Brings it to
Good.
Bonnie, who is currently very close.
What? Why?
Oh, let me get the boss music going as well.
I like to not be close.
Hey Lars, what is it about Osnoth and Ripley that inspires creatures to kill us?
I think it's that we're so cool,
Okay.
and also we radiate an aura of like decay and hunger, and
So you-
generally bad vibes.
Bad vibes, absolutely. So you, Bonnie, you choose to disengage. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you're close to it. For sure. Yeah. So to describe the monster, exactly what you see, it looks like a visage of a dying star that has been given shape. It is a large dying star, large-sized entity, and it just floats almost amorphously. There is like vague symbols and lights that you can see within it. They give credence to some cosmic intelligence. It doesn't look like just pure light. It's an interesting thing. Yeah, that's the end of Bonnie's go. Atlas will probably, let's see here. Trying to think if he would.
I wonder if it'll talk to us.
Yeah, Atlas is going to rage. Let's mark that off. And will proceed to move forward 20 feet, and is just gonna chuck his spear.
Do we want to make? Do we want to piss this thing off?
It's seeming like we don't have a choice.
Kind of too late and everything.
Um,
I liked Bonnie's idea of walk away.
I mean, do you tell him not to attack it?
I'm not gonna tell anybody what to do.
Okay.
Well, in character, would Ripley say not to attack it?
I think Ripley is too busy being scared shitless and trying to gauge how fast he can get that ruby to the orb to notice anything anyone else is doing. He's trying not to piss his pants right now.
Valid.
Gotcha. It takes half of the necrotic. You watch as the spear slams into the strange otherworldly light, and does technically stay within it. It seems malleable in a sense. That's the end of Atlas's go. It'll be Egil.
Okay, then. This is a Quinky Dink. Does it look like it has reach?
It's uncertain.
Like-
You've never fought a giant ball of light. You've never fought a dying star
Oh,
before.
okay. Oh, okay. I just saw like the little. I think I saw like the tentacles on like the little token, so I wasn't sure. All right, I don't know if that was or not. I will use my bonus action to dip my scalpel into the jar of cold poison.
Mm.
How much damage is that again? Is it a D4 for cold?
Hold up. Was that taken from the blood of?
Of the. I think I got it when we were dealing with
Was it the goat?
Yeah.
Okay, let me find.
Was it the goat?
I believe it's a D6. Let me try and find that monster real fast. I believe it was the goat as well. Okay, I might just be best to look through the contents. Just forgetting what page it was. There it is. Yeah, it'll be the D6.
D6. Nice.
Yep.
All right. D6. Okay.
Did I tell you how many uses that has?
And 5.
5? Okay, good.
Now I'm not going to attack with it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to just throw a dart right now.
Yep.
13 to hit.
13 misses. Not by much.
It does hit,
It does not hit.
or it misses.
Yeah, it misses.
It does not hit. Okay. All right. Cool. Let me see how far away I am. I'm at 15 feet. I like to be a nice good. So that's boom, 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 boom. And I will back up again. That's 35. So even if it moves 30, that would be 5, 10. It would need to be 15 feet, and I'll stop right there. And I'll end my turn.
Okay. Ripley.
Let me do this kind of trajectory flying because it's faster than walking for me right now because my
Mhm.
foot's still broken. Before I go though, I'm gonna look at Asenath. Give me the ruby.
I would do so. I'm not gonna stop Ripley from taking it.
All right, and then I use dash to get there.
Okay.
And then I'm not close enough to put it in yet, but I would like to use my bonus action to cast Healing Word on this thing again,
Okay.
just to try and appease it a little bit, kind of butter it up.
Okay. You cast Healing Word on it.
Ooh, for
8
Matt,
healing. It flashes a little bit.
great. Hopefully
Temple vibrates.
it won't kill me a little
Um,
less now.
And you hear the entity speak in deep speech. Roshambaya Rayashkiesk Hadamoin Yaskarup. We thank you for your faithful service. Hadar is pleased.
Anytime. Please don't kill these people. That's my turn.
Okay. Yeah, the Hadar-esque creature is. Let me just do this. No, it's gonna do this. It's going to go into Ripley.
This thing has legendary actions.
Oh, what am I doing? Sorry, I forgot about Asana.
Yeah,
Damn, she's not all the way dead yet.
Asana, it's your turn.
Mostly.
I don't know what to do. I guess I'll just use another spell on this because fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
10, 15, 20, 25. I'm within 60 feet of the orb. I'll healing word the orb as well. It seemed to
Okay.
like that.
I give Asenath a thumbs up.
I'm sacrificing. I have one spell slot left.
Hey, I think this is the best thing the two of us could be doing right now.
5.
5. The building once again sort of reverberates as if pleased in some way. Anything else?
There's nothing else I can really do. I mean, I have an action. I guess with my action, I'll dash.
Okay.
Here. Just trying to get
Sweet.
closer to Ripley.
Gotcha. Yeah, it is. So at the end of your after your turn is its turn. It goes into Ripley, like it was going to do prior. Ripley,
For me.
as it emanates on top of you, you will take 2 points of necrotic damage. Just by being within its vicinity, you feel your life force is being sucked away to feed Hadar. And then it's going to slam you.
Yeah, that's usual. Used to that feeling at least.
That is going to be 26 to hit.
Yeah, literally double my armor class.
You're going to take 10 points of bludgeoning damage. And 1 point of necrotic damage.
Lovely.
And then, sorry, I'm reading. Okay. After that, it'll make its second attack against you. So why
Oh,
not?
the second one?
Yep. That's even higher.
For sure. Yeah.
Cool. 14 bludgeoning.
Um,
8 necrotic.
okay, I'm down.
Okay. And
That was
then
all my hit points.
goes. Actually, no. I don't think it has enough movement. It'll just go to Atlas.
Exactly 22 left.
Atlas will take 4 points of necrotic damage as it attempts to suck away his life as well.
As I go unconscious, I just say, "What the fuck? This is so
What the
counterproductive for
fuck?
what you want from me."
Bonnie. What are you doing, Bonnie? I mean, you can just move him on your. Yeah, you can move on your turn, I guess. Or after your turn ends, whichever you wish. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. This is a feature of that you can use. You can cast spells to your homunculus. Sweet. Yeah. That works. That works very well. Yeah, just roll the health, and I'll make sure Ripley gets it. Sweet. 9 health to Ripley. That's your turn. Brings it to Atlas. He is right inside of it. So on his turn, he's gonna fail his con save. That's awesome. Yeah. You watch as technically he's afflicted by the blight. You watch as Atlas's body begins to like slightly shrivel up as his life force is drained away from him drastically. Okay. Now he gets to go, and he has disadvantage on all of his attack rolls, which he'll reckless get it get an exact same roll. So it all works out. "23 hits. Takes half the necrotic damage, and for hitting it, he does take 1 necrotic damage. So I believe that is just 1 point of damage. Egil. I'll attempt to exit it, actually.
Okay. Okay. I will move. Get there. I will use my bonus action to use Draconic Cry. So we all have advantage on attack rolls against this thing. Well, actually, never mind. I can't do that.
No?
It's not within 10 feet.
Oh, dang.
I don't want to. I have to do it. Damn. That messed me up a little bit. Actually, you know what? I'm going to dash. Get within 10 feet. Use Draconic Cry. And then I'll use my remaining 35 to come out this way. And no, I'll go right there. And that'll end my turn.
Okay.
So everyone that does attack rolls has advantage.
Sweet. That brings it to Ripley. Ripley, you are conscious with 9 hit points.
Great. I'm gonna stand up
Okay.
and has this thing already used its reaction? I don't think so.
Nope.
Well, I feel like it's probably gonna try to murder me, so I guess I will disengage
Okay.
and go over to this thing and try to slot the ruby in.
Okay. Just so you know, To slot the ruby in would probably take your action.
Well, fuck. I can't risk the attack of opportunity, so I'll just stand there.
Okay. You stand
I'll
there.
say, Asenath, a little help.
Asanath.
I would love to grant a little help.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20. I would like to start trying to put the ruby in the slot.
Okay. You grab the ruby and you perfectly place it in the slot. You watch as the strange filament begins to cover over the ruby, exactly where that missing chunk was. And as it covers, you watch as the orb begins to almost flash that reddish light. It's your action. Anything for your bonus action?
You know what? I'll use my last spell slot. I'll cast Healing Word on the orb.
Okay. You
Fuck it.
heal the orb.
If I have to die.
I'm die serving my lord.
Max healing.
Max healing. Okay. As you whisper healing words into this orb, you watch as the cracks mend, and then suddenly there is this loud sound as you watch the ruby shatters on the inside of the orb. There is a sudden movement behind you. You turn to watch the giant light of Hadar, this dying sun that is almost just a projection of power. It turns, and you can see this vague eye in the center of the sun. And as it looks at you, you watch as the light begins to calm. It slowly flies on its turn back to where it came, and the light fades as it descends. Soon the red light fades with it. Initiative is over. And you watch as the small space with a ruby, this 500,000 gold ruby, the filament opens up. And where once there was a ruby, now there's a 500 gold piece diamond and a single scroll.
Considering what happened the last time Asenath picked something up, I would like to pick up the diamond and scroll.
It worked out. I put it back where it belonged.
Mm-hmm. You grab the items, 500,000 gold for 500 gold, and a single scroll. You read it. And
We should have let her die.
It is a scroll of raised dead.
Y'all would have
Oh.
been killed
You
immediately and you know
notice the back of the chamber, the strange ink eye shifts into more words. And upon checking it out and seeing what it reads to you, it seems you have passed a trial and have chosen Hadar's will over your own. It didn't know who had entered the space, if you truly were heralds. Normal person would have tried to take a 500,000 gold ruby home. You aren't normal people.
No.
So, you have succeeded.
I'm gonna give the orb a little pat, and then step away.
Mm-hmm.
I'll follow suit. I'll pat the orb and then follow Ripley because Ripley has the scroll that'll bring me back to life.
Yeah, can I read this scroll?
It's a scroll of raised dead.
Does it seem like I could use it?
Potentially. You could definitely try and cast the spell.
Do we want to cast it here though?
It's an hour casting time. And it's a
Oh, definitely
spell
not.
that you're not exactly trained to cast, but you can certainly try.
Could I
Yeah.
cast it on myself?
It's like I don't know if you'd be able to cast it on
You-
yourself.
You
So
potentially potentially
Whoa.
try. Most people who cast Raise Dead
Out of
are trying to raise a dead body. So no one's ever been dead and tried to raise themselves before.
you could be the first, Astronaut. We should definitely get the fuck out of here, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You all make your way towards the door. You can see your friend Grim currently rests on the edge of the vessel. You can see a small bit of red currently on his white feathers, around his beak and such. And he kind of smiles to you. What was all that red light?
My boss.
Oh. Wow. It was entertaining. What do you want to do with his dead corpse? I took his eyes, but
Let's push.
Maybe we should toss it down
Let's push it into the water
flesh
to
tunnel.
satiate.
Oh, we could push it down the flesh tunnel
Yeah, or in the water for the sacrifice.
or in the water.
flash
Does
tunnel?
it count as a sacrifice if he's dead?
I don't know.
I believe that whatever is down in the water isn't actually a part of the temple.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should dump it into the water, because I don't think Hadar is going to want a dead body.
Yeah.
He wants things that are alive so he can draw the force from it, not something that's already dead. So we can just kick him into the water.
Speaking of dealing with the body, we need an alibi or a cause for his disappearance. We need to have our stories aligned.
He went crazy and jumped into the lake and drowned.
Yeah. Said he couldn't handle another failure. Something like that.
I'd believe it.
You're rather scary individuals. Came up with that quickly. And how does he keeps walking?
We need to explain mysterious deaths a little too often.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ripley's been almost dead so many times in the last week that he is quickly losing the ability to care that much.
Yeah.
Knocked unconscious so many
The
times.
humanness, his humanity.
He's just tired. He needs a
He's
nap.
losing access.
Yeah.
That being said, we only need an alibi if we go back anytime soon.
Yeah, we could just take the boat the rest of the way across the lake and
Let it loose.
you know,
and-
set up a little
Stay.
bit outside
Indeed.
here and then head to Red Ridge.
Yeah. Hey, for all they know, the Raven sunk
Well,
his boat again and he
now that
couldn't
we-
get back.
I could
Yeah.
destroy the vessel, leave a bunch of droppings
Only
on it.
reason,
Yeah. That's an alibi. It's happened before.
then are we disappearing as well?
We don't need to go back
As
to
per
Reed Town.
the story, of course.
We could say if we happen to come back here, he brought us across the lake and we left. I guess he died on the way back.
Yeah, they find his boat destroyed, covered in droppings. They'd make their own conclusions.
Valid. Is there a reason for us to go to Red Ridge now?
I guess not.
No, not so much.
Just go to Clash.
Unless we need someone who's capable of casting that scroll.
Yeah.
That's out of my expertise, so I'll leave that to your deliberation.
Yeah, if Astronaut, if you don't feel comfortable casting it on yourself, we should probably take it to someone who can.
I mean, I'm certainly willing to try, but I can't make any guarantees, and I don't think that's a good sign.
Yeah, we might not want to waste our shot here on a maybe.
Here, can I look at it? I
Yeah,
want to look
here.
at the. Can I look at the scroll?
Yeah.
Can I make like I don't know an Arcana check or something?
Make an Arcana check.
This is just like a straight D20 roll.
I would like to help because
And you're
I know
blessed.
magic, and I have proficiency in Arcana at least. So
Am I getting the help action?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to help.
Okay. And then a D4. 18.
Nice.
18. I mean, what's the highest level spell you can cast?
Second.
Second. There is a chance you could
Mhm.
cast this. It would be more difficult than you would probably want, but you can certainly do it. Like it's within, it's not going to be the most difficult thing. It's not impossible for you to cast this, as it is already a spell scroll. It is quite easy to read and use. It's just higher level magic than you can technically do. So DC for this is it'll probably be DC 15.
Yeah. I can cast this. It's just that it's a bit out of my
Comfort
abilities
zone.
at the moment. So if we could, it might be best to get someone who's capable of casting a higher level of magic.
I will say, the role specifically for this would probably be a wisdom check. Just straight wisdom check.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Because it's, it'll be your spellcasting ability.
So
And then-
you would
How
need
long
at
would it take us to get
least
to Red Ridge?
an 11.
And you would also be blessed.
I
Like I
can
said, it's
try.
at least 11. I think, what, you have a +4?
Yep.
Yeah, you need at least an 11.
Yeah. With
Bare
the
minimum.
less,
It'd be
at
basic
least a
with
10.
a minimum of bless. It's 50-50.
11.
Would I be able to
Yeah.
help at all?
you're not 10.
No, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Well, 55%, but
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
You might just want to go to
50-50.
Red Ridge.
well, then I guess it's up to Arsenoth. How lucky do you feel?
I would rather not waste this blessing.
Agreed. No need to face almost imminent peril for false chances.
Yeah, so I guess can we take this boat all the way down to the bottom of the lake?
Sure.
Well, that take us out of. No one from like Reed Town would see us go like that area, would they?
If you hug the edge of the lake, you'd be close to like 10 miles out.
Okay,
That's
then we
not
should be
super
fine then.
close.
No, I'm not
Yeah,
close
we
at
can,
all.
we can
Yeah,
go
no,
this
fine.
way around these hills instead of like going straight through the south.
Well,
end of
no, we
town.
might as well just go straight through the south because like they're not gonna see us.
Well, remember
True.
they're fishers, they're fishermen, so that's the only reason I asked is
Yeah,
how.
but like by
and
by
when
the
we
time
went
we're
out, we
down
didn't.
here, we're 10 miles away. So
True.
I'm just throwing out the factors.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we should just do the most direct path because
Yeah.
we are on a time crunch.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
shit goes wrong with this mission all the time.
Cool beans.
So, you begin to row your little boat, gently to the bottom of the lake. It does take about 4 hours of doing so. It's not the smallest lake. But eventually you do get to the bottom. And thus far, you've probably spent about 6 hours of your day. Plus you woke up a little late. It's pretty late at this point. It's pushing 7 as you make landfall around the a small series of hills on the edges of the lake.
Okay, maybe we go try to find somewhere in the hills to rest up.
Yeah. Good enough for me.
Gotcha. You plan to go up into the hills to rest. I will say, as you're getting off the boat, Grim will say, I don't know if any of you wanted to, but why don't you check this guy's house? He's dead after all.
Oh yeah. What does he have in his house?
His house that is a boat.
Yeah, his houseboat.
You are able to find about 3 sets of rations. It seems he has 2 gold pieces in silver, so 20 silver. And he seems to have a set of magical oil.
Hmm.
If any of you wish to make an Arcana check or a sit down for an identify, I can tell you what it is.
I don't know about that, but I am gonna give Graham I am gonna give Grim a gold piece. For
Aw,
helping
thank
us
ya.
out so far.
Here, take this. And he kind of like tucks into his wing and pulls out an eye.
Oh, thank you! I'm gonna take it and put it in my alms box.
Awesome.
Terrible.
You want one too?
Herman,
I got the other one. And he goes back into his feathers,
Absolutely
pulls out the
not.
other one.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I can just put it in your hair. Give me. And he flies up.
No.
He flies
Ripley
a
just
couple
pulls
circles
his
around
hood.
you. As he's flying a couple circles around Ripley, he just starts laughing. He'll land on Asanath's shoulder, an eye dangling from his little beak.
Ripley gags.
No one appreciates a good eye anymore.
They really don't.
You
Have
want
I
help?
shown you the ones I have in
They
my
really
alms
don't.
box?
I'll take a look.
I'll open up my alms box to show
He'll-
him the wolf eyes.
He'll
I
kind of
have, but I'm
hop
sure-
down to your forearm.
I don't know how decayed they are.
Takes a look
but-
in. He calm, like he very tentatively drops the one that he has in his mouth in your alms box and takes a look. He does like that quizzical bird thing where they like kind of move their head a bunch of times. Gets real close. He kind of pushes the wolf one over with his beak very softly. I like it. That is a hungered wolf, isn't it?
It is. I thought they were fascinating.
Yeah, they're a little terrifying to me, but to my flock, I'm a little safer from them. But still, very nice. I like your alms box. You can have the other eye. I wasn't gonna eat it.
Thank you. And I will pat my alms box after I shut it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll kind of fly back up in a quick jaunt back to your shoulder. I'll hang out with you for a little bit.
Nice. Eyeball buddies.
So
Mhm.
we all get 4 silver pieces. And who wants some oil that we don't know the properties of?
I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Just getting to the
Um,
hills and setting up camp probably takes you an hour. So, you begin your long rest.
Oh, should I try to revive myself before the long rest? I think I should.
I thought we were gonna go to Red Ridge.
Right. I'm stupid. I forgot immediately. I'm just panicking. Thank you.
Super fair. You are dead. I too would panic.
It's not panicking so much about being dead as it is about like, what do I do now that I have the tools to be alive?
Find someone who knows how to use them.
what what a philosophy question.
Yeah.
Not so much my death, but what do I do with the tools to be alive? That's a wild concept. D&D, boy, it make you ask some questions.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Take first watch.
okay. Ripley on first watch. Who's on second?
I'm gonna. Can I ask Eagle if I should fall asleep? Yeah. Should I fall asleep, or will I just die again?
Well, speaking to the physiology, you do die when it seems you go to sleep. As far as the arcana goes, I don't know how that will affect you, or when you will wake up after falling asleep. It could be a cumulative. How long would it take us to reach Red Ridge in the morning
From your
from where we
current
are?
location, directly there, just over a day.
So
You would,
ultimately, a long rest and a short rest are pretty much the same effect for Asanoff right now, right? For the most part.
I still have a hit day I can spend on a short rest, and I don't benefit from a long rest at all.
Yeah, short rest would actually be better.
Yeah. So, given the factors and the distance of travel, I would say stay up. Just to ensure that there aren't any prolonged effects besides exhaustion.
All right. And Ace will stay up.
okay. Are you taking one of the watches then?
Yeah. I'll take second watch since Ripley took first watch.
Gotcha. You'll be more active during the second watch. Third watch will probably be Atlas. First watch. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Is Grim still with us?
Yeah, he is.
Ooh, a whole 7. Actually, I'd like to use my amulet, so it'll be a 14.
Mm.
Might as well use it before I rest.
Might as well. Okay, I'll allow it. With a 14, let's see here. You begin looking out across the mountains. Well, not mountains, sorry. Across the hills and plains that lie in between. You can see the distant lights of Reed Town off in the distance, but the rest of the space is dark and empty. A night of calm as the moon is, fairly light at this point. Not yet fully full moon-esque. As you watch, you keep an eye on Asanath for the most part, making sure that Asanath doesn't die in the middle of nowhere and can generally, take control of their second watch. And nothing seems to really happen. Asanath seems to do just all right over the course of the watch. Nothing seems to bother you. The only thing of note that you do note is a weather change. As there is, over the course of your night, heavy clouds begin to part as they begin to clear up for the most part, giving you a very nice respite of a night. The winds are soft, and generally it just becomes a very quiet night, bringing us into second watch.
Sorry. During my watch, I would like to try to study that Oblivion gem some more.
Make a Arcana check.
Terrible.
Yeah, there's something there, but it's hard to have a breakthrough in the middle of the fields.
That's fair.
Next watch.
Yeah.
Asanath, make me a perception check, please.
19.
19. Your watch, again, goes by very smoothly. There's long pauses in, weather effects and things generally happening. So for the most part, it gets very boring. And you do everything you can to stay awake. But it does help you when, as you're almost, as you're getting closer to falling into a deep slumber, or just passing out from the exhaustion that begins to grip your body, a voice begins to comfort you. I feel awake as I ever do. You hear your porcelain doll say to you. Which-
I'll
Yep.
rub my eyes and wake myself up at the reminder. Thank you.
I love you.
I love you too. But I'll probably start like whispering to my doll to pass the time.
What do you say to it? Anything of note?
I'm pretty much the only one awake right now, right? Except for Clay.
Atlas doesn't really sleep.
Yeah, well, except for Alice. Okay. I'll probably like just be whispering to it as quietly as I can, away from my fellow party. Well, not away, but
Yeah.
mainly about like how scared I am about being dead and how it's not going the way I thought it would. But I'm not going to expound on that because I don't want it to be real yet. But I need to talk about something to keep myself awake, and this is all I can think about.
Yeah. your little porcelain doll, um, your little puppet, it listens calmly, sweetly. Um, and every so often it does, seemingly respond to you. Um, you hear your own voice echo out of it a few times. Simple, yeah, or
God.
stuff like that. Like it just repeats so many small things that you've said. Um, you know, combining sentences that shouldn't, have worked out the way they have, but like it almost seems to piecemeal choose a language out of your voice. I
Hell
understand.
yeah. We're best fucking friends.
This is so horrifying.
Best fucking friends.
No, Astronaut wouldn't say fucking. Yeah.
Oh no? Best friends.
Yeah, best friends.
Yeah, and you'll talk throughout the night. Uh
This won't
until,
hurt me ever.
third watch is, it's that time for it to happen. Um and as you begin to walk over towards Atlas, the last thing your poppet says to you, uh, you know, during your watch to keep you awake is, I think it might eat us. Oh my god. As you rustle Atlas to his watch, uh
At least my cursed item doesn't talk to me. It's just
Atlas,
maybe
It
leading
knows its
monsters to our
place.
location.
yeah, it's a good item. The cursed one, I mean. The one that talks to you. I love it. I think all items should talk to their owners.
I love it too. This
Mm-hmm.
doll's my best friend. I think it wants to kill me.
Uh, oh yeah, maybe, perchance. 13 for Atlas. Huh. Welp. During Atlas's watch, as Ripley is calmly sleeping, Egil as well, as Athanath tries their best to stay awake, and as Bonnie calmly rests, Atlas takes a standing watch, moving about the edges of the encampment, discerning any threats before they arrive. At this point, Atlas will probably first nudge you, Asanath, as you are already technically awake. He nudges you and nudges you, curses to himself as he goes to Ripley and kicks Ripley softly in like the leg, try to wake Ripley up as fast as possible.
What? Huh?
Points off to the down the hillside. There is this vast mist that begins to envelop the space, and then he points towards Asana, who is currently splayed out on the ground.
Damn it. I'm gonna get up and wake up the other two.
Mm-hmm. You wake up Egil and Bonnie, the two of you, As you get up, you see Asanath is on the ground, eyes still open, just not moving. And there is this deep mist that seems to have engulfed the bottom of the hillside.
Where's the doll? Do we know where the doll is?
You look at Asanath and you do not see it.
Is it in her bag?
You check her bag.
Mm-hmm.
It is in the bag.
You are certainly more trouble than you're worth. And I place it with Osnoth again.
Okay. You place it into Asanath's arms. Asanath, suddenly your eyes open. And you find yourself looking up at all of your companions.
What happened?
Your friend here. I don't know exactly what is going on. Again, magic is not my expertise. But when it's outside of your possession, it seems as when you cease to be living.
I see.
And then I look over the edge. Is the mist still there?
The mist is currently rising up the hillside.
And it seems we have further problems. I'll damn, what the fuck do I do now? I don't have my cold poison
Sorry.
activated anymore.
Is there a cave?
Is there like a rock or something near us?
I mean, yeah, there are a couple, yeah.
I just want to take one and toss it into
Into the mist?
the fog, see what happens to it. Into the mist.
Okay. As you toss this rock into the mist, there is the mist almost seems to stop for a moment. This wide expanse, maybe about 200 feet of mist. And then it quickly ascends the remainder of the hillside and engulfs your encampment. Suddenly, everything is hidden and dark as you are in this lightly obscured mist. This strange etherealness begins to spread around your feet, your legs, your knees, as you suddenly feel very strange. There are eyes watching upon us right now, says Poppet.
I need to take off one of my rations. Thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
This is. Something tells me we're being watched right now.
I I close. Alright, so I'm guessing the mist is really thick.
Yeah, it's pretty thick. It's yeah.
Alright. I just close my eyes and I try to listen out for anything moving in it.
Make a perception check. +3.
I'm guessing we don't have to bless.
No, you
Unless
would.
we do have Grimm's Bless.
Yeah, he would have blessed you when you
Okay,
woke up
cool.
because he's also in your encampment, so he would have woken up then. Yeah, with that, you begin to listen out. You don't really hear anything. It's eerily silent, as if almost all of the natural world has silenced itself in preparation for the mist's arrival.
I like wave my hand through the air. Does it displace it at all?
Slightly, yeah.
Okay. Do we think moving this mist a lot is a bad idea?
You don't know how far it encompasses, but we can try, I suppose. Nothing wrong with the hypothesis.
Yeah, I'll use my wings to try and beat some of it away.
Okay. You begin to beat the mist around you. It, reacts in kind, but begins to roil around the space. Um, at this moment, you see um, Grim kind of flutter onto Gil's shoulders. That's not gonna work.
Okay, then I stop because I'm already getting tired.
Let me
does
let me talk to
does the
it.
mist block out Bonnie's light?
Talk to it.
Talk to it.
I mean, it obscures it for sure. Yeah. Uh, Grim kind of looks at you. Yeah, talk to it. You hear him beginning to speak in a foreign language I don't think any of you have.
I know I don't. All I have is undercommon.
Zarm Vaiskirov Veya Suryasinst Katapetaya. There is a sudden response coming from the mist. Waya sin Vries Ayanyushke Repokost. Vensk Darison Ahin Amyoshin Daryashk. Amar Oyeshkinchkot. Okay. Well, he was upset at us for being here, but I talked him down.
Who's he?
One of the Mist Warriors.
Do we know what a Mist Warrior is?
Probably not. Do you ask him?
Okay. And what exactly is a Mist Warrior?
Well, certain places in the world the Fae claim as their own, especially the darker side of the Feywild. They work for the dark side, trying to claim land in the material world. This is just one of their scouts, in a sense. He's just making sure things are all good in his neighborhood. You're lucky you have a Fae by your side.
Well, maybe a warning sign would be pertinent.
Well, they're not keen on warning signs. At this conversation, the mists have retreated partially at the edges of your camp, and soon your camp is no longer covered in the mist. They'll find some other poor sap to harass and kill.
I suppose we better make our way to not
Ah,
be such individuals.
we'll have another full night. Just be wary. They're really good shots in the dark. Well, with that ominous
Noted.
warning, I'm gonna go back to bed.
Oh yeah, we woke up to this. This is
Yeah,
the middle
yeah.
of the night.
Doo, doo, doo. He kind of walks
I
back
forgot
over to
about
his
that
little
part.
nest that he made, curls up. You see his feathers all puff up. And he falls asleep.
Then quite the traveling companion. As for you, Asnoth, I'd recommend you keep that doll within arm's reach.
Do I remember putting my doll up?
No.
Right, but I didn't put my doll up.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you don't really remember too much from after your watch. It all became like a weird, blurry dream almost.
Right, I'll just go back to sitting
Mm-hmm.
quietly and holding my doll and just trying not to
So
go to
so
sleep.
Yeah.
so she doesn't say that she didn't put the doll away.
I did.
Oh, you do bring it up. Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
said that I didn't put it up.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you was asking Graham if that's what you. Okay.
I did, and then I said it.
Then it might be beneficial for us to have someone to watch her. I've already gotten the sleep that I require. I'll stay up as well.
Okay. With that, the rest of the night goes by swimmingly. Egil and Atlas staying up. Atlas watching out for any more threats, watching the mists fade away in the distance, and Egil watching the doll as Asanath stays awake. The only thing of note, and what I'm going to leave Asanath with as we end tonight's session, as your next day comes, is a single thing that occurs about an hour into the watch. As Asanath, you're exhausted at this point. You do gain a point of exhaustion, and you're just very, very tired. You hear the voice, your voice, in your own head for but a moment, as you just hear, "I'm sorry." And yeah, you all awaken. Most of you long rested, on your way to Red Ridge. Gonna end the session there. Thank you all.
Oh, God.
What the fuck?
I'm
What?
sorry. That's. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I hate everything that's happening right now.
It's fine.
Oh.
I love it.
Oh, jeez.
Glad that Asanath and I got to introduce you all to our boss. He sucks.
I love
Hmm.
him.
I mean, it wasn't really your boss. It was an
I was a
automated.
part of him.
It was an automated temple.
Automated message.
You didn't even hear his voice until he told you to kill that old man.
Yeah,
So
and
true,
we did
actually.
it for him.
As
He
you should
did
have.
tell me to kill that old man.
Poor Edmund. He didn't even attack anyone. He just overheard a message of Hadar being like, "Hey, kill the old man," and he was trying to defend himself.
Well,
Yeah,
to be
well,
fair,
you know, maybe he shouldn't have tried.
and
Honestly,
I
yeah,
knew,
maybe.
and I knew he was lying, And then I got a message from Bonnie telling me there was stuff in the water coming for us. Look,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
he put himself into a very particular situation that he should not have. That's his fault.
Yeah, it was a very bad
Yeah.
situation for him to be in. Was he just being a normal person? Yes. You
No.
know,
I really wouldn't consider this just being a normal person.
I mean, he had no ill intentions.
He was
He was
obsessed with Hadar.
yeah, he also was worried about you all. Like he didn't
Yeah.
want you to be disappointed and dive into the water and get killed. Like he was worried for you all.
Well, he should have been worried about himself.
Yeah.
He should have been more forthcoming.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have
He
told you
should
that
have
he was
been
a
more
worshiper of Hadar.
sane.
Yeah.
Yeah. We would
He
have
should have.
understood.
Right, there's so much stuff that it could happen. Like he lied. That put me on edge.
I mean,
Then danger
he didn't
came.
even so here's the thing. He didn't know that, you know, you were Hadar worshippers. He was just hoping that, you know.
Yeah, well, he found out in the end.
Yeah.
And truly, it is. Look, honestly, he should be grateful because Hadar did want him.
Yeah.
At the end,
It's not
yeah.
his place to decide how Hadar uses him.
Absolutely.
And we still don't know what kind of Hadar worshiper he was.
Yeah.
Did he
I
kill
mean,
his wife?
Clearly not one who's worthy.
Yeah. The temple never showed itself back to him, so it's something you can think about. Like, why didn't the temple show itself
Yeah, see?
for 30 years? It just
He
was
probably
silent.
tried to steal the ruby.
He would have tried to steal the ruby.
He might have.
Yeah. I mean, most likely he never got to touch it because then the security measures would have activated.
And he would have died.
It's all speculation now.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. If only we had Speak to the Dead.
Speak to the dead. But we don't.
Yeah.
But we don't. And
You
too
push him
late.
into the
Long gone.
water, or did you push him into the flesh pit?
The water.
The water. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
He did get to see it again.
Yeah. He got to at least see it in the end.
He got to see it again, and he got to be with Hadar. What more
Yeah.
could he possibly ask for?
To be fair,
Oh,
if
for
we'd
sure.
done anything more for him, we've been doing too much.
Absolutely. I will tell you, I had such a fun time coming up with that whole premise of him. I was like, oh yeah, and I have this crazy man who I'm like, oh yeah, and I can have Ripley kill him. I'm like, oh yeah, it's all coming together.
It's all
I'm-
coming together.
I'm relishing in all the Hadar stuff. I love that freak.
It's awesome.
Ripley hates him. I, the player, love him.
I love Hadar so much.
He has
He is
2
just-
whole paragraphs of information on his Wikipedia page.
Absolutely
all we
nothing
need.
is
He
written about him.
deserves more, but I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, the dying
Most of-
star. He deserves so much
Ye-
more.
Yeah, most of the like the elder god like type of entities, most of them don't have a lot of stuff on them.
No, I mean it makes sense because they are supposed to be
Yeah.
unknowable
Yeah.
aberrations.
The most you over yeah, we can just add Ripley now to the paragraphs.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
He had this one follower that didn't want to be there.
Mm-hmm. And then one follower that really wanted to be there.
Yeah, one that really
Yeah.
wanted to. The
It
two
balanced
types of
out,
Hadar followers.
surprisingly.
The ones that are really into it and the ones that desperately don't want it.
Absolutely.
And a
They're
group
the
of,
only ones who ever seem to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I feel with anything Warlock, you can't really be middle of the line too often.
No.
You have to be in one of the extremes. There's no other way.
Yeah, Ripley's one of my favorite characters I've ever made, not gonna lie.
Oh,
I
man.
like to put him in a jar and shake it.
Guild is growing on me. I didn't know how well I was going to acclimate to him initially. I like him. I like his cold calculations.
I like it, Gil. He's fun.
Yeah, he is.
Mm-hmm.
So squishy though.
Everyone's characters are so fun.
I
love
love
being
playing
evil
Asuna.
and playing fucked up people.
Yeah, this has been, and I love the fact that like we're evil, but we're not like evil. You know what I'm saying?
We're
We're
not
all
fucking
evil.
each
We're
other
all
over all the
evil
time.
in different ways.
Exactly. For some of
Yeah.
us, it's just a lack of sympathy or empathy for other people. You know, just
Mhm.
simple things.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a grand display all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes
Like
you can be evil just by not tipping your server.
So
I'm
true.
telling you, right?
They
You're
get
just
paid $2 an hour.
you guys are just not nice people. I'm glad you noticed.
Yeah, wow, you're right. We're not. That's why we have so much money.
Exactly. I do think oh, I don't know if how well I'm going to be able to implement this, Graham, but Gil at some point, after thinking about the fact of, we got lucky being able to get this diamond, really.
Hmm.
He might try to do like underworld like surgeries, for criminals who
Yeah,
can't
you
go
brought that
to.
up, and I was like, that is ingenious.
Yeah,
Like,
so basically for criminals and stuff who can't go to regular physicians because they
oh,
can't
if
let
you
their
could build a vet, you would be in the running.
Oh, I know. So this no,
Like
that's in
every
that's in my
like every like mafia movie. Let's go to the vet when we get shot. Don't go to the hospital.
yeah, go to bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's in my machinations at the moment.
Mm-hmm. That sounds perfect to me.
I love that we have machinations now.
Yeah.
The inner machinations.
No more plans, just machinations.
Yeah, I've got
Exactly.
machinations.
Machinations and schemes.
Yes. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Ah, man.
I'm excited to find out more about this asylum.
I am too, yo.
Yeah, apparently
Right.
it's gonna be filled with people that went crazy because of Hadar. So
Yeah.
I
What
wonder
are
I
they
wonder
gonna
if they're
do with
going
us?
I wonder if they're going to psychoanalyze all of us. They're like, you don't
Oh,
belong to be here.
Good fucking luck psychoanalyzing this mess.
Because Gil's definitely a sociopath. Definitely. He's emotionally disconnected. He doesn't really.
Yeah.
Ripley desperately needs therapy.
Y'all need therapy.
Y'all need
Truly.
therapy. And
I
the
don't
best
know.
part, we're gonna find the worst therapist possible to like affirm us in all our negative traits.
Mhm.
I think that I'm just having a good fun time.
You
I don't have a
disassociate
problem.
entirely. Completely disassociate.
I'm delusional.
100%. Oh man. We gotta figure out what's wrong with Bonnie now.
Bonnie's a capitalist.
Oh yeah, the ultimate evil.
The truly evil person in this party is the
Yeah,
capitalist.
delusional, sociopath, depressed, dead, capitalist.
And a narcissist. Oh no, that's a combo right there.
That is
Yeah,
Oh,
capitalist, narcissist.
that is
Oh.
The
truly
5 types of evil.
peak
Oh my.
evil.
Oh, the world. I can't wait to see how this goes, guys. I'm so excited to see how it all turns out.
Oh
Too.
yeah. me
I
too.
love it. We
Hell
all
yeah.
need to stop dying. Or like stop getting almost dead so much. It's
You're just
stressful.
all very weak.
Yeah.
Look, I know I'm the main culprit.
Oh yeah.
I think I've been knocked unconscious more than you.
Yeah, you've been knocked unconscious
He
a lot.
is.
I will say
Ripley's getting his ass
I
kicked.
I
But-
kind of wished that fight.
To be fair, though,
I didn't expect you to kill that monster.
Had
But I
happened.
wanted it to last longer than 2 rounds. So I was like, yeah, no, you're putting so much effort into healing this orb. I'm like, yeah, I'll just end it.
Trying to get brownie points.
We just refuse to fight back. We're like, no, take our
Yeah, pretty
magic.
much. I'm like,
Because like
yeah.
the only reason why Gil hasn't gone down more is because I have made a
Yeah,
You
Ygill's
made a
got
what?
some
I
good
just have to play
choices.
Ygil smart with a max hit points of 17.
Ooh.
I have to play him smart. I
Yeah.
cannot
Yeah.
afford to do
Made a
anything reckless
conscious
anymore.
choice not to get into close range
See, with
combat.
Gamesh, I could just yeah, until it's like I know I can get like a finishing blow or it'll add on to it. But with Gamesh, I could just kind of throw him into a wall and it would work.
I think Ripley has the most hit points,
Something gives
but probably
eventually.
the lowest armor class right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you think you got higher than Atlas?
I think so.
What's
With my
Atlas
temp hit
is?
points.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've got 35 with my temp. And I just always have
What's everybody's
8 temp
max
HP.
HP now?
Mine's 27.
Mine's 28.
What's
27.
Atlas have?
What's Atlas's?
Hold up. I'm not on.
42.
I like how you found that. I'm gonna end stream it.